as adults, men are not trying to be your friend and that's it, like a real friend. They'll be your acquaintance, they'll be your associate, or they'll be your friend with ulterior motives, just waiting on the opportunity to act on those ulterior motives. They're not just trying to be a platonic BFF for life, and that's it. Be suspicious of men that are claiming to try to be your friend. What do you got to say, Jason?
Okay, I'll say that last part was perfect. If you have a true guy friend, either he's gay.
It's a raining man. Hallelujah. Yeah. Sorry.
No, totally.
You are now listening to the authentic male perspective on dating and relationships. What is he thinking?
And now, without further ado, your host, Alexander B. Stevens.
So there's a terminology my college roommate came up with, and I can speak on this. I will put my hand on the Bible for this. And it's a term he coined in college. He said, Jason, there are some girls that you'll meet that I like to call sneaky hot, where you meet them and they're cute. And then over time, over a few weeks or a few days or months, and they sneak up on you. And all of a sudden you're like, oh my God, you're like, I will do whatever it takes to be with you. And yeah. I think that it's hard to explain. And like, I'll give an example. I worked with a girl in the past. And I was like, oh, she's all right, like whatever. And then like day by day, I was just a little bit more attracted to her voice, a little bit more attracted. And then by like day 42, I was like, I can't work with her. I can't. Like,
too much of a distraction.
It's too much of a distraction. And she, at this point, was a friend, right? She was a friend that I wasn't even interested in. And my thing was like, she's kind of above me and like, she's super smart and she's nice and she's a great person and I'm not attracted to her. I have this like thing about me. Like I just want to treat everybody with respect. And then somehow you catch feelings and you're like, where did this come from? It's a sneaky hot. And guys, what I'm saying is like, maybe initially you weren't trying to like go after them, but sometimes women have this thing about it. It's just like, and they think that you're their friend and like, you're like, oh yeah, there's nothing sexual between us. And then all of a sudden, you're sitting there like, this is bad because I'm kind of attracted to you now. Didn't used to be like that.
Yeah, for sure. One of the main differences, I think, between men and women is women seemingly can turn their sexuality off a little bit easier than men. Sometimes we think the switch is off. You know what I'm saying? The wind blows in the right direction and she says a cool joke or she does something that's like, I've never seen a woman do that before. And all of a sudden, that lever is on. You know what I'm saying? And attraction is on and popping. So that's probably something that women don't seem to understand, that it's really hard for us to shut off our attraction odometer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But let's see here. So platonic friendships, what do I think about these besides what we already said? Well, most platonic friendships are fake. You know what I'm saying? They aren't real friendships, or one party, usually the man, is hanging around because he's waiting on the right moment to make a move. And he's not maybe a ladies' man. He doesn't exactly know what he's doing, maybe. And he's just kind of waiting on all choosing signal or something. Maybe it never happens and now a year has gone by, 2 years gone by, and it's like, all right, I'm in the friend zone and here I am. Or he's just too shy to make a move, but he likes you. So he likes spending time around you. So any opportunity he gets to spend time around you, he's going to do that. But he's so afraid of rejection or whatnot that he's not going to make a move. Or he knows you're in a relationship and he doesn't want to like be the guy to break it up. So he's kind of hanging around, buzzing around, hovering around, kind of waiting on y'all to break up, waiting on you to get single, maybe waiting on that fight so he could be the shoulder to cry on. Y'all have heard that before, right? Or he's just waiting on you, like I said, to break up so he could then make his move. And either you don't end up breaking up with the guy or you break up with him like 5 years later and he's been hovering so long that he's stuck in the friend zone. Or you break up with the guy and he feels maybe like a jerk trying to go in so quick. You know what I mean? So he tries to give you time to heal. Little does he know you're healing with another man 2 weeks later. You know what I'm saying? And now you're in another relationship with somebody else. Now he's still hovering and buzzing around again, waiting on that to break up. So that happens way more than people like to realize. And these are just some of the things that happen in these platonic relationships, platonic friendships that make me think that they're just fake. A couple other things. Some guys are friends with you not because they think you're such a great person and they have no attraction to you, but they're friends with you because of the access you can give them into new social circles. Like, okay, I'm friends with Susie because Susie has a bunch of cute friends. So if I'm friends with Susie, then I can get around her cute friends, then maybe I can holler at some of them. Or Susie's really popular and she can get to this party, or she can get invited to that, or she can get box seats at the game. So if I'm cool with her, maybe I can get some of the leftovers, some of the crumbs that fall off the table, and take advantage of some of her access. So this is another reason why some guys hover around and befriend you that aren't really genuine, which is why I call most of these platonic friendships fake. What do you think about any of these reasons or any of these outcomes of most of these platonic friendships?
Man, I don't like to say that like, oh, I 100% agree with you, but like, I do 100% agree with you. I mean, just on everything. Like I said earlier, it's a good faith relationship with a lot of men and women, because I think a lot of men also like to keep women around that they're friends with, even if they're in a relationship, just in case the person I picked to be my wife isn't the right person. And I still have Susie around at a close, at a close distance where I can always reach out and be like, hey, you were doing your own thing. I was doing my own thing. They both didn't work out. What do you say?
Yeah.
I feel like there's nothing stopping that. I don't know.
I feel like since we brought up Chris Rock already, I feel like in the 90s, one of his stand-ups, he basically talked about platonic relationships, at least on the girls' end. And he basically said, having guys around is breaking case of emergency, dick in the glass. You know what I'm saying? So it's
I know exactly what you're talking about. I know exactly what bit you're talking about.
It might be in reverse or whatnot. So that's definitely another element that comes into play when it comes to these platonic friendships.
Yeah.
I'm not just saying this to say this. Like, I live this. Jason is co-signing pretty much the words I say. If you have a brother or any honest man in your life, they will mostly co-sign. But you can't talk to your guy friends because, of course, they're going to lie to you. If they were going to tell you that, hey, I really like you and let's go to the back room and make it do what it do, they would have already said that. You know what I mean? So they got to keep playing the role that they're playing. So what am I saying, ladies? We're about to wrap this up. I'm saying that basically men are not trying to be your friend, especially once we're all adults. It maybe is possible, like I said, when we were in school or if you grew up with somebody, but as adults, men are not trying to be your friend and that's it, like a real friend. They'll be your acquaintance, they'll be your associate, or they'll be your friend with ulterior motives, just waiting on the opportunity to act on those ulterior motives. They're not just trying to be a platonic BFF for life, and that's it. Be suspicious of men that are claiming to try to be your friend. What do you got to say, Jason?
Okay, I'll say that last part is perfect. If you have a true guy friend, either he's gay.
It's a raining man. Hallelujah. Yeah. Sorry.
No, totally. Or the men that are actually really trying to be your friends are the men that you like barely talk to. That like you can call every now and then, like after a couple months, and be like, hey, this is a situation, and they'll answer and they'll talk to you. But a guy that you see a lot of, or that comes over, or you guys get drinks together a lot, he's just waiting for the right time. Mm-hmm. A really good friend is somebody you check in with every 3 months and say, hey, I had a phone call. What's going on? How's life? You know what I mean? Because then you know that they have their own thing going on and they're not interested in you at all. And maybe like drunken night, if you guys are together, something could happen. But the people who don't reach out to you and don't call you that much and will call you on a whim every 4 or 5 months just to see how you're doing are your friends. But if they're married and like, you know their wife and they have kids and y'all hang out together all the time, that could be a friendship too. I'm not saying it's impossible, but if it's a single guy and you hang out all the time, he's just waiting. He's waiting for the right time. That's all.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And even in the married case, I still feel like the friendship will have like limits on it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Limits to the point in which the friendship is almost not a friendship, but an acquaintanceship. You know what I mean? Like y'all will only hang out once or twice a year, or he'll never hang out with you one-on-one. It'll be a double date all the time. Like there has to be some boundaries and some limits. Otherwise, he might slip into the same stuff we've been talking about for the last half hour. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For sure. So I don't want you ladies to be offended or whatnot. Like, why can a man like me for who I am and my personality and my intellect? Like, why does bedroom activity?